What does some resin, cotton, and a little bit of creativity get you? Well, a pretty dang cool waterfall. Hey everyone, this is Neil with Real Terrain Hobbies, and today I'm going to show you a new technique on how to make crazy realistic waterfall effects. All right, so we are back at the old hobby desk. A bit of nostalgia here in this squeaky old desk. My new hobby table obviously is a little occupied right now by something a little bit bigger. If you haven't seen what's going on there, check out the links above if you haven't. But anyway, back to the old hobby desk here. We're gonna make some amazing waterfall effects, but on a bit of a more serious note now in terms of what's going on in the world. And there's a lot of uncertainty out there right now, a lot of craziness happening, a lot of people unsure of their job situation, whether they have a job to go back to or not once this is over, or even right now, just not having any work while we're all locked up like this, and myself included. I actually took some time off work, and I was set to go back at the beginning of the month here, and now it looks like I don't really have much of anything to go back to. Things are still up in the air, but I was set to go back, and I'm not going back. So because of that, I'm going to be relying a lot more on this channel. So big thank you to all my patrons out there. Huge thank you to you guys. I'm also, because of that, taking on some new sponsorships just to help things out in these times. It's going to go a long way for me, the channel, my family, all of that. So just so you guys are aware that that's what I'm going to be relying more on this now. And I have sponsors now like Raid, Shadow Legends, which is an awesome RPG mobile game. And if you haven't checked it out, well, here's what it's all about. All right, so if you haven't heard of it before, Raid Shadow Legends is a mobile turn-based RPG game, also available on desktop. And now the daily login rewards program for new players has been doubled from 90 to 180 days. Each day you can claim your free rewards from energy refills, silver and gems to shards, and a free barbarian legendary champion, Skyle of the Drakes. My personal favorite champion is this John Twin guy right here. Pretty cool design and crazy looking. It's free to play, and if you're a new player, you can click the links down in the description below and you'll get 100,000 free silver coins and a free champion. And you can collect your rewards right up in the index where the arrow is pointing there. And there you'll get your 100,000 bonus silver coins as well as your one free champion. All right, so we're on to the waterfall, and this video is more of a pro tips, quick tips type video. I've got a whole playlist of these type of videos. This is actually just to show you a method for creating waterfalls. A better one, I did make a waterfall video before, but this is a new and improved method that I stumbled on while doing the Tabletop World board. I made a waterfall for that. It turned out really good, and so I wanted to make something a little more intense with that method, and I decided to come up with this little project here just as a quick little interlude. The follow-up video is for the Tabletop World board. If you guys are waiting for that, is ready to drop. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the link above here, click on the playlist, and we're making a huge diorama for Tabletop World, and it's going really well. Really happy. So here, all I'm doing is just using my rock mold method. I've got a whole method and video showing this kind of methodology here. So we're kind of jumping through this little setup here of making the diorama itself a little bit quicker. So we're using the rock molds from Woodland Scenics, painted them up, added some flocking, and now just some diorama elements from Diorama Precipice. And so I'm just setting up a quick little scene here to show off these waterfall effects, how I did this new method here for creating this rushing dynamic water. I was really happy with the results. So in the process too, we get this cool little D&D piece. This is kind of a hidden waterfall or a hidden cave behind a waterfall. And yeah, so we end up with something pretty cool in the end too. But like I said, it's more about the water technique itself. All right, so we're all set up over here. I've got the little cave diorama / gaming piece made up here. What we're gonna be using for this, again, is resin. I find Liquid resin, the two-part epoxy resin is the best stuff for water effects. It's a little more on the expensive side. I get mine at Michael's, and there's always a coupon, at least in Canada, I don't know how it is anywhere else, but there's always a 40% off coupon there, and you can get the stuff for fairly cheap, and sometimes they have a 50 and even 55% off coupon. But actually, normally I use the Envirotex Light. This time I didn't get any, and I went with some Varathane, and of course, cotton. And this isn't going to be any sort of cheesy cotton effects that you can obviously tell is cotton. This, what we're going to be doing is actually using this to make some really, really realistic underwater bubbles. So frothy whitewater, and it's very convincing. I really, really like how it worked out. So I'm going to show you the technique and exactly how we can make this as realistic and awesome looking as possible. All right, so I got my cotton balls here ready to go. I've got the resin all mixed. I did put in a little bit of color into there. I put 1 drop of olive green and then 1 drop of this Liquitex blue. What I'm going to do here is just pull the cotton apart. We're going to do a little bit at a time here, kind of make it elongated. Cut that in half there and just put this in, and then we are going to go from there. So there we go, we got a nice glob right there of resin, and all I'm going to do is just put it right on here like this. This is the one piece here, and I've just got some couple toothpicks here, and I'm just going to pick it and pick away at it, shape it. You kind of want to get a general idea of how the flow is going to be as you do this beforehand. So obviously the flow is coming in this way. It's going to hit some rocks right here and then bounce back that way a bit and then bounce it back again this way as well. This is really amazing to work with too. See how I pull it up like this and these little splashes come up? They'll actually stay that way. This will probably, if I left it right now, this would harden pretty much just like that. It may sink down very slightly, but not nearly as much as you think it would. Okay, so not bad at all. It's pretty effective method for making some, I think, fairly realistic water. This is all going to harden up. It's going to stay just like this. Could use a bit more white, I think, for the white water. I was considering using this Vallejo ground texture, this white stuff. I tried it down over there. I didn't like the results too much, so what I'm going to do actually, instead of taping along the edge here, I'm just going to create a bit of a dam with this Liquitex gel. So I'm just going to take some of this with a stir stick, coffee stick, and just sort of go along the edge here. And this is what's going to hold in the resin, the liquid resin. I've left this for about 6 hours or so, and I was just doing some experimenting with some of this Vallejo ground texture, the white paste, and just dabbing it on kind of to the crusts of these waves just to give it some more character, some more turbulence, and I think it's actually working out really well, giving it some more white water, I guess is what I was trying to say. All right, so I put on the white texture paste. I think it's an improvement, although it's now a little too powerful, overpowering. I'm thinking a way to blend it in a little bit better, the white foam, the white water, is to use some Liquitex gel. Anyway, I'm gonna throw this on and we'll come back to this and see how it looks. Still, it's a little bit off, so I'm just going to use some more, once again, go over it with some more of the cotton dipped in the resin. I've got a little batch mixed up here already. I'm not going to completely cover up the whites, but just a few spots here and there to sort of blend things in, to have some white coming out, but then sort of underneath the waves a little bit, and to really mix things up. And I think This is gonna be the final finishing touch that's gonna really, hopefully bring it all together. So we'll find out, and let's see what happens. So here it is, all wrapped up. We got our waterfall finished. The water has been cured. The stuff is hard now, and I'm really liking the results. The only thing is the Liquitex gel is still a little bit white here in the thicker areas. It takes a little bit longer to cure, but it will eventually go clear. Yeah, I'm really loving how this turned out. We got a really cool D&D gaming piece for the tabletop board, a little hidden cave here behind the waterfall. And yeah, I'm really liking how it turned out. Let me just give you a different view there. And yeah, so this method is pretty awesome. I did use it on the main big tabletop world board here that I'm making. I decided to try, the one thing I don't like that I wish that I'm not very happy with it, if I could do it differently, I would do it this way, is not add any of the white in there. I'm not a fan of the white. I couldn't make it look natural, and I think we're better off just not putting any in there at all. You don't have as much white water, so it's not as realistic that way, but the flow and everything just looks that much better, I think, without it. But man, still though, it looks incredible. Just the dynamic emotion that you get out of this method is crazy. And the awesome thing is that it holds its shape. When you're shaping these waves and the water flow, as soon as you work with it, with the toothpicks and whatever, it holds its shape. You don't need to let it sit for, you know, an hour or two before you can start working with it, where it's kind of partially cured. Right away, you can work with it, and it's awesome and super easy to form. So yeah, really happy with how that turned out, and I think we've got a successful D&D gaming piece here. So yeah, I just want to give a big thank you to all my patrons for supporting the channel and me. It's going a huge way right now into helping my family out and the channel, me, to keep going with this channel. And again, thanks to everybody for the ad at the beginning there. With Raid, a thank you to those guys for sponsoring the video and helping the channel out. Ads like that, I know some people aren't a big fan of those, but it really is going to be helping me out. Just a quick 45 seconds in there to help the channel out and help me out right now and my family get through these tough times. So I just want to express my thanks to you guys. If you guys are interested in making this exact model here too, and you need the supplies, you can go to realterrainhobbies.com/shop, and there you can purchase all this stuff that you need for this, and using that shop there will actually be helping me and the channel as well by using those links. So you can support me that way as well if you'd like. But thanks again, guys. We're getting close to finishing this big board here. That's what this guy's sitting on right now. And I'm really happy with how things are looking right now. Couldn't be happier. Like, it's awesome. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see ya on the next one.